Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Tracy Berger and I'm a speculative fiction author, and today I'm going to read to you two excerpts from my recently released sci-fi novella called Reenu-You, published by Falstaff Books. So in this sci-fi novella, which has a twinge of a horror element, I play with the question, what if a trip to the beauty salon could kill you? What if there was a virus that was transmitted through an everyday hair care product? So the novella takes up questions. It's set in the 1990s in New York City, and it takes up questions of viruses, pandemics, corporate conspiracy, as well as female friendship. And there are women of color who have to come together to figure out what is going on with the kinds of symptoms that they're having, and no one seems to know why they're having those symptoms. So it's an interesting moment to have written this kind of book. So we follow two narrators, Kat and Constancia, and I'm going to read from both of their sections. So Kat is a biracial woman in her early 20s. She is coming back to New York at the beginning of the novella to pack up her deceased mother's things. And Constancia is 19 and is about to start her dream schooling, which is at the Fashion Institute of Technology, and she's about to make her way in the world. Chapter 1, Kat, August 1998, the Bronx. I always thought that I'd die somewhere in the Colorado mountains in a gruesome skiing accident. I'm a skilled skier, but there's always an electrifying element of danger that makes the sport precarious as well as fun. My left knee might pop right out of the socket, severing delicate tendons, as it has done before when I try to do something too showy. And after my knee popped out, I would fall back on the snow, injuring my body, breaking my lower back, hitting a tree at about 70 miles an hour. The pine trees with their prickly arms would embrace me, and the slopes that I love would provide a picturesque burial site. If I didn't die in the mountains, I surmise that I'd die somewhere at a posh ski club, keeling over from a massive heart attack after I had outlived my usefulness as a ski instructor. At the very least, I hoped, as everyone does, that I would leave this earth a little wiser, a little thinner, moving right out of life's traffic into the path of something better. So far, none of my visions of death have come true. A lot's been said about the early infected. I want to tell my story because soon the virus will overtake me too. The politicians, bureaucrats, and scientists shouldn't be the only ones who get to have their say about the virus and what it did. Despite its carnage, the virus did something special for me and for 4 other women. I can remember the day when I went to buy Reenu-You. A shitty, humid New York morning greeted me in my mom's cramped apartment in the Bronx. Neighbors across the hall had started playing Spanish reggae around 8 a.m. Unless I'm skiing, I never get out of bed before 11. Coming from the store, my backpack was crammed with things that I needed for the next few days. My last ones in the city: fat-free cookies, unscented tampons, light bulbs, and 6 donuts from the Puerto Rican bakery around the corner. They were bow ties with thick white glazing running down the sides of the confection, pooling into the bag. The exact kind of food that I shouldn't have been eating. Like everyone else, I have a tendency to crave sweets when I'm stressed. Though my mom and I were not extremely close, packing up her apartment after her death was the hardest thing that I ever had to do in my life. It was hard because of her death, but also because I despise New York. I'd lived in Queens and Brooklyn, was raised in the Bronx, although I hold all boroughs in equal contempt. I always feel hemmed in by the city, cut off from nature, like a cheating lover. Only my real lover is not made of ordinary bones and flesh. My paramour is fashioned from mountain peaks and snow that crunches underfoot. My mom took me horseback riding, sometimes to the Catskills, to compensate for living in urban dung. Though these respites as a child, however, were not frequent enough. Since she was an artist, she could see the beauty in just about anything, even eyesore crumbling brownstones, even the way big fat water bugs skittered across the floor. Strange, I know. Most importantly, in the backpack sat the bottle of Reenu-You relaxing natural miracle hair tonic. Renew-You for short. Ro had told me about it a few days after I arrived. I met Pigtail Ro in the 3rd grade, and she was my only friend I knew from grade school who still lived in the city. When I came into the city on trips to see my mother, she got me current on the latest fashion, tips, hairstyles, best places to eat, and where to go, and how to be part of the hip crowd. Girl, Renew-You makes your hair pretty, soft, and straight. I know you don't have anything like that in Aspen, Ro teased during our phone conversation a few days after my mom's funeral. To be honest, I was looking for a change, hairstyle just being one of the easiest and least complicated things to change about oneself. After 3 years together, Peter, my boyfriend, and I had just broken up. With my mother recently dead and I temporarily out of work from a major ski resort, what could I lose by trying a new hair product? My hair is a dark chestnut brown, thick and worn in a clever bob, processed with a variety of chemicals. I'm always looking for new things to do with it because skiing dries out my hair. I don't really care for braids or twists or other fancy African type styles, as I already stood out on the slopes and in Aspen. We're going to get you through this, Rose said. I leaned into the warmth in her voice. You've gotten me through just about every hard thing. You probably need a break, I said. My life would have been boring all these years without you. You sure you don't want me to come over and help? I can cancel the Atlanta trip, Rose said. No, I just want to get it over with. I'm almost done here, I said. I'm checking out 2 groups, a female DJ and a boy band. It really shouldn't take me long. I'll be back to see you off. Goodness knows I probably won't see you again unless I trek out to Aspen, Rose said. No, I'll come back for you. But you know, Ro, Aspen's not so bad. Ro made a skeptical grunt. She had only been to Aspen once. I either traveled to see her and Mom, or we met somewhere in between. I wonder what life would be like without the anchor of my mom to connect me to New York. But I thought there would always be Ro. What are you doing with her bigger pieces of art? Ro asked. She arranged for Parsons to take most of her stuff, I said. So efficient, she made it easy on me. I could feel a tightening in my throat. I wish she would have told us about the cancer sooner, Ro said with a slight dip in her effervescent voice. Yeah, I said, people are the same in life and in death. An uneasy silence passed between us before Ro continued. Well, this hair tonic has been pumped up on the radio and TV for the last month or so. It's blowing up. It's in a really funky female-shaped bottle, unlike anything you've seen before. Oh? How much damage? I said with interest. It's not so cheap, but get this. It's touted as a natural hair relaxer. No chemicals, Cat. It smells so good you could dip your fingers in it and taste it. Renew-You smells like honey and vanilla all mixed together. I like chocolate myself, I said absentmindedly. We both laughed. The rash, comprising small purplish discs with a green center, started around my hairline about 2 days later. Constancia, August 1998, the Bronx. The bottle, yo, I don't even know how to say it. On the counter, right? When I picked it up, the bottle was just glowing in my hand. It felt warm and shit. I couldn't take my hand off of it. Yeah, check it out. Are you playing with the bottle or are you going to buy it? This bug-eyed girl with overdone green eyeshadow screamed out at me from behind the cash register and broke my concentration. Shut the fuck up, Puda. I'm checking it out, okay? I come here all the time to this rinky-dink store with that dusty merchandise and all I can get is crap like that. That's why I want to live out in the burbs in Connecticut like my rich cousins. The cashiers out there know where it's at in those stores. No one gets edgy when you're just looking to buy something. They treat you well. Not like this stupid little bitch over here. It's the little things about living in the ghetto that really piss me off. Anyway, I should have known by the way the bottle seemed to glow in my hand that something was up. The bottle felt too good, but I was drawn to it. I fingered the bottle again. People had been telling me about this Reenu-You stuff. Yo, check it out. The bottle was hype. I had never seen a hair relaxer that came in a fancy maroon bottle shaped like a curvy woman. The bottle shape is not like me at all, though. I'm a rail, if that. A stick bug. But hey, I can fit into clothes that women would give their Weight Watchers coupons for. The warmth of the bottle made me feel good. Yeah, I thought, hell yeah, this product is going to hook my head up. There was something about the bottle that made me happy. I placed both my hands around it, slipping it in my basket along with some gum for me and foot powder for my brother. It was expensive, but I deserved it. After all, in just another month, I'd start taking my first set of classes for my associate's degree in accessory design at the Fashion Institute of Technology. Oh my God, all my scrimping and saving and studying, it was all finally paying off. My hair was just the last thing I needed to take care of to look the part of an up-and-coming student designer. I'm Puerto Rican, and I have a head full of nappy hair, but I do something about it, you know. The sisters around the way, they see me and compliment me on my hair all the time. They think my hair is naturally straight. My mother used to say, you have messed up hair just like some others on your father's side of the family do. Straightening my hair is mandatory. Hector, my boyfriend, likes it, and every female in my family relaxes their hair like serious clockwork. Well, it's because the guys like it. They don't want no girl with short, kinky hair. You know how it is. No one can talk to me against my Hector. He's a bit rough around the edges, but he's fun, and we always go out dancing, salsa, house, reggae, whatever I want. He's also happy that I don't have any kids. No kiddos for me right now. I don't have time for getting caught up in the mommy life. I'm not going to make that mistake like so many girls in my neighborhood do. They want to create something good, and so do I. But I want to get paid for it and have what I create become a household name. Later on, when I went back to my place and used Reenu-You, I thought about Robyn. Whenever I do my hair, I think of my best friend of a long time ago. Robyn was 3 years older than me. She used to do my hair until she moved away. She was the only sister I knew who ever knew I straightened my hair. It's just not something you tell, it's something you do. She was tiny, light-skinned, and freckly, and always wore a white headband. Being with her was so cool until she moved away. My mom even liked her, probably because Robyn didn't look like the typical black girls around the way. I learned so much from her, like how to braid hair, how to apply makeup, and how to pluck my eyebrows. That's how girls learn how to be beautiful, from each other. I called Hector and asked him to come over, then sat down with some yellow rice full of sausage. It's the one dish that I can eat anytime. And waited for Reenu-You to work its magic. From the moment it touched my head, I knew this was some powerful shit. That warmth that I felt in the store now flooded my whole body. It felt like your mother tucking you in and giving you a kiss. Your body's just happy to be alive. The product itself was surprisingly gooey. Way too gooey for a regular hair relaxer. After a few minutes longer in my head, the warm mother tucking you in feeling disappeared and was replaced with tingling at the nape of my neck, like a relaxer that's been left on too long. You know, when the tingling feeling turns to feeling like someone is using your head as a pincushion. I had this strange feeling, like that white goo was sinking into me, going through my dark kinky hair, into my scalp, hunting for the core of me. I swear that's what I thought. It's becoming a part of me. But I didn't wash it out until the time was up. So thanks for hanging out. As you can probably tell, this story takes up the politics of beauty and race and gender and all sorts of issues that women, and particularly women of color, deal with. Again, this novella is called Reenu-You, and it's published by Falstaff Press. I'll put a link in the comments or the notes. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hope you check it out.